Welcome to Universal Man. My name is Mark Weppett, and I'm here to help you unleash your apex potential. And I've got a question for you. When you think about heroic characteristics, what do you think of? Courage, fortitude, honor. But what about humor? I think humor is one of the most underappreciated heroic attributes, and I want to tell you about how it could be the missing piece that allows you to take your frame, your focus, your determination, and your fortitude to the next level. In the world of cinema, humor is very common among our heroes, okay? You know, in the world of comic books and that sort of thing, you've got your tortured types, you've got your Punishers and your Batmans who are all brooding and, serious, but you got a huge host of them that are known for being comedic, being witty, for cracking those one-liners like Spider-Man and Deadpool and that sort of thing. And I used to think that this was all just for the audience's entertainment. It's like, oh, he's a goofy hero, or oh, he's a serious hero. But as I started to think about it more and more, I think really what it's doing, as it should, as art, like hero archetypal mythos sort of stuff, it distills true elements of reality, true elements of actual human psychology. And I think that humor plays a truly important role for the daring man, for the man who is willing to try and step into the role of hero in some form or another. So why do I think this? Well, let's look at the scenarios where a hero is likely to crack a joke. Okay, you've got kind of the lighthearted interludes and whatnot, where sometimes, movies will put humor and whatnot into them. But from what I found is that almost the more dire the situation is, the higher the chance that they're going to put in some kind of witty quip or one-liner. So, for example, how many times have we seen a scene where the hero is getting tortured or beaten up or something, and he laughs at the person. He's like, "Oh, you're trying to torture me. I thought you were trying to tickle me with that punch," or something like that. That's happened so many times. It's a cliche. Or, if you were going to, one of the most famous ones recently, it's the whole climax of the Marvel universe, the fourth Avengers movie, whatever you want to call it. At the very pinnacle of it, Thanos says, "I am inevitable." And then Iron Man answers with his, essentially a joke, but at the most serious time. And it ties a whole 10-year arc together with a joke. And it's the most serious moment of the whole thing. Why does that seem right? Why does that seem accurate? Because I think it does. It kind of clicks with us. We expect it. We don't look at oh, he's joking at such a serious moment. I don't buy it. It's no, there's something true there. And I think what's true is that when you are engaged in very serious work, you need a sense of humor to keep your mental frame. If you look at the real world examples now, you look at, special forces guys. A lot of those guys are renowned for their kind of black, absurdist humor that is completely inappropriate for polite company. People who are constantly engaged in high level, political debate and combat, they need to have a sense of humor. Like Trump, for better or for worse, he essentially captured the heart of half the country by trolling his opponents, in part. Theodore Roosevelt, he's famous for this. He's supposed to be this big, tough dude or whatever. And he was giving a speech, and he actually got shot in the middle of giving a speech. And, he makes a joke out of it and then delivers an abbreviated version of the speech, and it makes it just it takes more than that to kill a bull moose, referring to himself and that kind of thing. And what it does, it gives people who are afraid, who have the opportunity to be afraid. And I think a lot of times, no matter how heroic you are, how much training you have, you're going to have a fight or flight response. There's going to be a part inside of you that freaks out a little bit, especially if your life is on the line. And you have to figure out how to keep that visceral response in check. And one of the easiest ways you can do it is by making fun of it, by creating a joke, because that puts you in a position of power. If you can make a dire situation into a laughable situation, well, then you've exerted power over that situation. You've put your frame as dominant over what your primal emotional mind would be doing, is trying to put you in the mindset of, I got to get out of here and save my life. Okay. And it doesn't mean that you want to be obviously stupid about anything. And I'm not recommending becoming flippant or not taking things seriously. I think you can take things seriously and still use humor as an essential tool for keeping you light and loose. Because if you don't stay loose, if you lock up, if you get really tight, if you get really anxious, if you get really worried, do you think you're going to perform well? No, not at all. Not at all. And that's essential. This is why many high performers, they know how to laugh. They know how to loosen up, because it actually aids in performance. And so, my challenge to you here is, where in your life could you learn how to laugh at the fear? Where could you crack a little bit more of a smile than a grimace? Because if you can learn how to do this, I really think it's going to do a lot for your capacity to show up in tense or challenging moments. So that's what I have for you guys today. Hopefully you got something out of this video. If you did, please consider sharing it with someone you think could use this message, and also subscribe, hit the notification bell, and make sure you check out some of those links below, because I've got some great free guides in there, as well as, a link to my membership where you can join a bunch of other guys who love this material as well and are working to live on the front lines of their life. So check it all out. Keep winning. I'll see you on the next one. Uyap.